Hello, everybody. Welcome back, my loves. Okay, so today I want to talk about breakups and how to get through them and, my experience on them. And so, obviously, I'm going to put into my spiritual ideas of this because this is what has helped me get through, my breakup. And so, I'm going to put in, I guess, it's just my experience. Remember, I always speak on my experience. I never speak on things that I've never gone through because I will have no idea what the fuck I'm saying. And that's honestly how I do my videos. And I've always said this is because that's why I could just sit here and talk, because it's literally, oh, there's a white butterfly right there, because I've been seeing white butterflies. Oh my god, confirmation. I've been seeing white butterflies constantly. Oh, I wanted to show you guys, but it went over there. Constantly. This past weekend, I saw white butterflies. So beautiful. A lot. And metamorphosis, transition. We're in a big transition right now as a collective. And this transition has been 8-9 months. And it's so beautiful. Ding, confirmation right there, too. And it's been. Confirmations have been heavy today. I've been so heavy. But it's been really beautiful. Okay, so yeah, get back on topic. I'm gonna talk about my experiences and what I went through a breakup. Breakups are hard, I don't want to sit here and say, oh, just get over it. You can do it. Obviously you can do it, but it takes time. It's very difficult. And I saw a video it was recently, 2 days ago, and she was saying that society really doesn't give enough attention to breakups. You can die from a broken heart, and that's being, I not to be dramatic, but breakups are really painful. And I just want to say that just so you feel validated, because they hurt. And in my experience, because I feel things on a deep level whenever I was like in high school or when I was younger and wasn't aware of my abilities, and when I was still in a very toxic hurt mindset, the breakups would physically hurt my chest. Like, I would physically feel sick, like my chest was physically hurting. I couldn't breathe, like the world was ending. It broke my heart to not be loved and not be chosen. So, and I'm only saying this because I always say, I try to be true and honest. And I feel as if some people come on here, and it's okay, everybody has their truth, but kind of give tough love and say, just get over it, just do it, da 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 da. Which I understand. We do need tough love to a certain point. But part of who I am is to be fair. I'm a Libra, if that coincides, but is to be fair and to make everybody know that what they're going through is valid and what they're going through, just to show the raw human experience. That's all. But so breakups are hard. They're hard and they're difficult and it's painful. So when you're going through this, I want you to feel it. I want you to feel your emotions, because if you ignore them and if you push them down and numb yourself and choose to distract yourself without feeling them, because distractions can be good while healing, but if you choose to numb it and ignore it completely as an entirety, you will eventually have this emotion come up maybe months later or whenever, because you're not dealing with it now. Or let's say you didn't deal with it and you got into another relationship too quick. You might let out those projections and traumas and insecurities that you had got within this relationship, your previous one, onto somebody who really doesn't deserve that, right? And so that's why it's very important to feel the breakup, to feel what you're going through. And this is a spiritual aspect of it that I'm going to put in. Rejection, and I said this in my previous video, rejection is divine protection. It didn't work out for a reason, my love. And that's one thing that has helped me got through my past relationship. So I've spoke about this recently, but I know somebody wanted a subscriber wanted me to speak on breakups, so I'm gonna bring this up again. But I was with my ex. I've known him since I was 18. We were together for a long time. There's a bluebird right there. How funny, because I just made a video of bluebird. But okay, anyways, we were together for I think a year when I was 18 in college. We broke up, and then we were best friends ever since. During COVID, we got back together, and we were together up until this past September. I had left, like permanently left, and you know, and so that was a long time, and that was a big karmic relationship. And I know, part of the reason that has helped me get through it was because I knew when I left that it was time to leave. Like, I knew that we filled out our soul contracts, or karmic contracts. We learned everything we needed to learn, and so I'm grateful because I had a bigger understanding that when the universe removes something from your life that big and you choose yourself, like a breakup, there's gonna be a soul love. I told you guys there's a soul love coming in my reality, and I've known for a long time, but there's better things put into your reality. So when the universe removes things from your life and it feels like your life is crumbling, or like relationships, it's because there is a better aligned person for you and the next chapter of your life. And I know it's hard to see it. And even though I realized it still hurts. Like, you can realize something and understand something, but that doesn't mean it's going to hurt any less. It just helps you move through it, and it helps you get through it. But that doesn't mean it's going to hurt any less. Before I realized it, the whole relationship, it hurt. Like, I knew I needed to leave like a year prior, and it hurt, and I would cry, and it was hard. So let me tap into that energy of me not knowing the spiritual aspect of it. I didn't want to leave. The breakup was hard. I didn't want to leave. I was scared that there wasn't going to be anyone out there that would understand me, that would get me. I was scared to be alone. I was scared that I wouldn't be loved. I was scared that it was just fear. And so I want to say that those emotions are normal to have during a breakup, but just know that the breakup happened for a reason. Let's get back to the spiritual aspect of it. It happened for a reason. The universe is always conspiring in your favor. And when we break up or get broken up with, our mind automatically goes to the happy memories. And we go to the reasons why we loved this person, or we thought we did. And we forget all about the sadness that they created within us. Because you're grasping on to any last good memories of this person. So if that happens, I want you to take a step back and remember why it didn't work out. Also think about the lesson that was in that. And that was one thing that has helped me, is there's always a lesson within these breakups. Even if it's a small lesson, you take that lesson, you learn from it, and you prepare yourself for the next relationship. If that's what you're looking for. Maybe you're not, but it happens for a reason. And don't let your mind automatically go to the good memories, because it's going to be harder to move on. It is. And when you move on, it gets lonely and it gets sad, and that's normal, my love. You're human. As a higher being, as a soul, you came here to experience the entire spectrum of emotions. And for some people, that's heartbreak. For me, that's heartbreak. Love has been the theme of my life. I've always wanted to be in love. When I was little, I would dream about getting married. I would dream about being in love. Like, as a little girl, it was love. I've always wanted a deep soul love, and I knew it because it was out there for me. And now that I'm here, I realize that it's capable. But heartbreak was a big thing for me. I was always in relationships since I was young. I was the girl who was always with somebody, always trying to love, always trying to get love. Relationships and love were a big lesson for me. Like, it was my entire young adult life from fucking 6th grade. A little kid, you don't even know what love is. You just want a boyfriend, and up until all of that was my entire life, up until when I left, and now I'm alone, and there were a lot of things I needed to learn within that. But to get back on topic, I'm so sorry, my loves. Breaking breakups, man. And I'm sharing this with you guys so you know that where I'm coming from and my experience on the topic. I don't know. I want you guys to feel comfortable enough in knowing that I know what I'm talking about, and I know what I've experienced, because all I'm relaying back to you is memories of what I've gone through. So I just express myself in my experiences and get off topic a lot, because I want to be fair. I want people to know that I'm not just sitting here bullshitting you guys. But okay, to get back on topic. When you go through a breakup, right? Like I said previously, your mind's going to go through all the good experiences you have, but just remember that that's your mind holding on, because your mind, your ego wants to keep you safe in a box. Even if that box and that safety means that it's toxic, but that's all you know, right? It's comfortable. It's a comfortable toxic. So your mind and your ego wants to keep you in a box, wants to keep you safe, doesn't want to try new things, doesn't want to experience other people. And so your mind's going to go to all the good things that you've experienced. But remember, it's okay. Work through that. Remember why it didn't work. And so this is when I also say distracting yourself can be good, right? I want you to feel your emotions and know that if it didn't work out, that doesn't mean that you're not worthy of love. That doesn't mean that you're not worthy of somebody. That doesn't mean anything. It just means it didn't work out with this person in this specific time frame. Maybe in the future, who knows? But right now, also be present. It didn't work out in this specific time frame because it wasn't supposed to, right? So this is when, okay, let's go back to distracting yourself. Now that you're aware of what you're feeling and what you're going through, and you're feeling that your emotions in a healthy way, distract yourself. Do things for you. Be around, if you love being around family, then be around your family more. If you love being around your friends, then be around your friends more. But do things for you that are healthy. Remember, everybody copes differently. I know people cope differently, but try your best to cope in a way that is healthy, whether that's incorporate self-love for sure. Start doing things to love yourself more, to cherish yourself more, to spoil yourself, whether that's going to the park by yourself, or going to the beach by yourself, or letting out your artistic side. Or for me, I love the fucking gym and I love nature. That is a form of self-love for me. Morning gratitude, meditation, whatever it is for you, start doing that a lot more, and work on your self-image and your self-love, because that is one way that is going to help you get through the breakup immensely. Right? Because when we break up, it hurts, because man, we have all these memories with this person and we just want to love them and we want them to love us. And sometimes when you're with somebody for a long time, all you known was that person. You have to reevaluate your life and learn what it is to be you, a single entity without somebody else, a single soul without this person. So when you do things for yourself after the breakup, you're also figuring out who you are, and it could be a blessing in disguise, because you're rediscovering who you are without somebody, who you truly are, right? And that's a beautiful thing, because don't you want to know who you are, who you've always been? And so it's really a blessing in disguise. But yeah, start doing that more. Distract yourself with family, with healthy things. Go on a hike, something that's gonna help you flourish, that's going to get you into a positive mindset. And if you need to cry one day, then go ahead and cry. If you need to go ahead and release this past person's energy, you need to burn pictures, or you need to write a note of release. I released their energy from me so I can get to the next highest timeline. Like, I've done that before. I wrote on a note and then I burned it, and I released that. And I said, I'm ready for the next highest timeline. It was all for a purpose, and it hurt and it sucked. And you have to also be okay with the fact that things didn't work out the way that you wanted to. And even though you know that it was all for a purpose, you still have these human emotions of just, damn, you wish it would have worked out, or you wish this person loved you, or you wish that they saw you for who you are, but they didn't. And you can feel that and understand that that's valid, and work through that. Whatever emotions arise for you. But at the end of the day, just know that, like I said, it was all for a reason. And you have every right to feel and to cry and to grieve. Grieve what's not here anymore. Grieve it and feel it. And know that it's okay, my love. It's okay. It's hard. Fuck, breakups are hard. But what has helped me, and I'm going to speak on my experience more on the matter, because it's been a really big theme in my life, was knowing that part of my abilities before I was really aware of them, was always, I said, feeling love on a deep level. And, part of my lessons were heartbreak and learning discernment. And every heartbreak and breakup that I went through was a lesson. And I can't sit here and say I did it gracefully each and every time, because I didn't. I only did it gracefully up until I understood the bigger purpose of it. But even then, it still fucking hurt. Like, even then, it wasn't as graceful as I wish it would have been. I would still, sit and wonder, like, but why? But why? Why didn't you see me for all that I am? Why didn't you see me for the love and the giving individual that I am? And, this is another thing with breakups you have to understand, is that there's some people that just aren't meant to see you in your entirety, that aren't meant to see how amazing you are. And they're not meant to see how amazing you are for a reason. And that helped me tremendously with my breakup. Like, he was not meant to see me that way for a reason. He was just a karmic relationship. Because once I worked through that, which I did, my high self knew I would, and I did finally many years later, there was going to be somebody else who sees me. And I could sit here comfortably and say that came to fruition, that it's happening. I guess the bigger thing that I'm trying to get at is that, yes, breakups are hard and they hurt, and feel it and work through it and don't push it down. Try to figure out what were the lessons within that. Understand that, if it didn't work out with you or whatever, you weren't meant to be treated that way. Nobody in the party's meant to be treated this way. Maybe you need to work on some inner healing a little bit, but distract yourself a little bit. Do things that make you happy, that fuel your soul, that give self-love back, that do things that are good for your mental health. And little by little by little by little by little by little, it'll get easier. It does. That I can say for sure. Little by little by little, it gets easier. Day by day by day, it does get easier. But you kind of have to be active in the healing of a breakup. Because if you ignore it, I don't think that the feelings are ever going to go away. You're just subsiding, and you're going to end up feeling it maybe like a few months later. Or like I said, if you get into a relationship too quickly, you might project onto that person, and we don't want that. So I guess the best advice I can give to you is just work through it. And know that it's okay to be sad some days. But yeah, that's all I really have to say on the topic. I don't know. What else do I have to say about breakups? It's part of the experience here. And if that person doesn't see you for all that you are, then my love, don't ever beg. Because I used to be a beggar. I used to beg for people to love me. Don't beg for somebody to love you and see you. Don't beg for somebody to stay in your life. Don't beg for somebody to put in the work. They showed you who they truly are. They showed you their true colors. They showed you bright as day. So don't ever little yourself to make somebody love you and see you. And at the end of, this hard breakup, there's always going to be a wish fulfillment or something better. Whether it's, admiration for yourself and boundaries and self-love, or maybe it's somebody else. Who knows? Maybe it's both. But what I know for sure when it came to my previous breakup was there was something better on the other side of that. I just needed to work through it. The dark days, the tower moments. I needed to work through it to get to the better. And in my case, obviously, it's a deep soul love, but it's also a deep soul love for myself. That was the better. I don't need somebody to love me. The best thing that came out of it was the love that I got for myself, was the boundaries that I learned for myself, was the deep soul understanding for myself. I now know that I will no longer ever let anybody treat me that way. I will never, ever beg somebody to love me. Never, ever again. And what came out of that, the darkness and the heartache and the breakup, was so much love for myself. The true love story is self-love. If you can take one thing away from breakups and this video, is Use that, alchemize that, transmute that energy into self-love. Use it as fuel to evolve, to see where you can, I guess, do things better in your life, and use your experience within that breakup and see, like, okay, what am I going to allow and what won't I allow anymore? What do I want in this next part of my life, in my next relationship? What are my standards? Because it's okay to have standards and wants. What will I do to make sure that my needs are fully met by myself first and foremost? And when I'm ready, how am I going to communicate this with my next partner? How am I going to show up soft and loving in my next relationship? What didn't work in this past relationship? Use it as fuel to become a bad fucking bitch. To become a god or a goddess or an empress or an emperor, because you've always been that. Use it as fuel to look inward. It's okay to feel shit. It's okay to be sad, but you'll eventually get over it. I know you will. And you'll be better because of it. I know you will. 100% you will. So yeah, that's all I gotta say on the topic, on the matter. I hope this video made sense. I always say that. I know it does, but I hope this video resonates with somebody. I love you guys more than you know. More than you know. More than you will ever know. I'm grateful for this journey. I'm grateful for speaking my truth. I'm grateful for those that are here listening to me. I'm grateful. Gratitude. So yeah, I love you guys and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye, everybody.